As we may know or learn from our textbook, that globalization is the integration of services, goods, and culture to the world. While the U.S. is far more advanced in many areas, expanding into the international market can definitely be a challenge. On the other hand, it also is a means for growth within a company. Some of the challenges that companies can face while expanding into the international market include infrastructure, labor laws, legal restrictions, language, customs, and preferences. We can see some of these challenges faced by the company I will be speaking on today. The company I'll be speaking on today is Boomerang. Boomerang is an Austin, Texas-based company that provides software as a service. It was huge within the United States, but it was virtually unknown internationally. Based on a close relationship with somebody that they had in Singapore, it really made them decide to go international with the company. Entering the global market meant new customers and an expanded product base. After 5 years of operating internationally, they realized that they weren't producing enough sales for them to continue to expand. At this point in time, the company became pretty desperate and they needed help, so they brought in a consulting company. After many meetings with C-suite, they noticed there are many limitations that made their product less competitive in Singapore. The sales were limited to companies that were only working within Singapore. Customer service was having a lot of challenges. It was based out of Texas, which created a huge language barrier. Along with the challenge of their operating hours, they were only operating 8 hours a day at this time, and the hours that they were operating were not suitable for Singapore's time zone. They also lacked in marketing and in their budget. After all of these discoveries, it was determined that Singapore was not a good location for Boomerang to continue to try to expand. The consulting company then went on to find a place that was better suited for their customer, human, and technical base. This happened to be Melbourne, Australia. Here, they could localize the content of their services. And in Australia, Boomerang was able to meet their international standards. Customer service was greatly improved. They moved from only operating 8 hours a day to operating 12 hours a day. And in Australia, they have 23 official languages, which really reduced the language barriers that they had, being that before it was an Asian market and their customer service was based out of Texas. Now, being that there's 23 official languages in Australia, it enabled them to accommodate the US, Asia, and Australia all in one. The autonomy of the American-Australian market helped the company tremendously, allowing it to develop its own marketing funnel. It also provided quicker response times, and they also were able to use market reporting systems, which allowed them to gain product feedback. The product feedback that they had gave them what they needed so that they could supply the demands of all of the areas they were working in. Today, we can see that the company yields about $15 million a year in income. Expanding internationally can be a challenge. We've seen that from this company, but if you're willing to overcome those challenges or you take the right steps to move forward within the company, you can see that they can actually continue to grow and expand just like Boomerang did.